All right, today we're doing area circle. Yesterday we talked about the circumference of circles and how we find those and the formulas that we use to find those. Today we're going to talk about how you find the area of a circle. We're still using pi, which yesterday we talked about pi. We use pi. Pi, if you don't know what it is, it's a ratio that's been found for a circle, and that's why you can use it for any circle, right? But we're going to use it to solve for area. Right? And the formula here for area is pi r squared. Right? So what we do is we take the radius, times it by itself, and then you times it with pi. This is not r times 2, it's r squared. So you take r times r and then times it by pi. All right, write this down. Alright, so find the area. They give this circle, right? Find the area using 3.14. Some will use pi in terms of pi, and sometimes we'll just use 3.14. Right? So to find the area of a circle, we use the formula for area of a circle, which is pi r squared. And we plug in what we know. We know pi is 3.14. We plug in the r, which is 9, and we square that r. We take 9 times 9, and I take 81 times 3.14. 81 times 3.14 gives you 254.3. And it's area, so it's a square unit, so it's meters squared. Now here, looking at this, right, if I tried to use this formula, area equals pi r squared, and I plug 15 in here, would it work? Is 15 the radius of the circle? No, it's the diameter. Right? And I had students say, well, this is times by 2, so you could just put it in here and then just times it by pi. No, that's not how that works. Hey, if you took 15 times pi, you would find the circumference. I need to find the area. So what I have to do is I have to find the radiuses. How would I find the radius of the circle? Ben? I would take 15, I would divide it by 2. That's going to give me a radius of this circle, which is 7.5. So I take 15 divided by 2, I take my diameter, I divide by 2, and I can use that number. So 7.5 squared, which I'm going to times by pi. So 7.5 squared, 7.5 times 7.5 gives me 56.25. You never round until the end, until the last thing. So we take 56.25, I times it with 3.14. And I get 176.6. It's a square unit, so it's feet squared. So let's find the area of this circle using pi, using in terms of pi. So what I do, formula for area of a circle is pi r squared, and I plug in 8.2 for r, I square it, and then I times it with pi. 8.2 times 8.2 is 67.24. Since I'm about done, I can round it. I'm just going to leave it as 2, and it's pi centimeters squared. That's the area of this circle. Here, I'm given diameter. So, Jaden, what do I need to do to this to be able to use my formula pi r squared?
You divide 12 by 2.
I divide it by 2. Right? That gives me a radius of 6 inches. Good. So, pi times 6 squared. What is 6 times 6?
36.
So my answer is 36 pi inches squared. Alright, we need to find radius. We need to find r if area A is equal to 78.5 feet squared. So given me area, I need to find radius. So first thing to do is write out my formula for area. It's pi r squared. Right? Then plug in what you know. Area is 78.5. Pi is 3.14. I need to find r squared. So I divide 3.14 to both sides because I need to get r squared by itself. I'm multiplying it, so I divide it. 78.5 divided by 3.14 comes out to be 25. Now I've got r squared. So Isabel, how do I get r by itself? If right now it's r squared, how do I get r squared by itself? Good, we square root it. Hey, the opposite of squared is square root. So we square root both sides. The square root of 25 is 5. Okay, it's plus or minus, but we know it can't be negative, so it's got to be 5. The radius is 5 feet. And there's my answer. All right, here's your assignment for today. 1 through 5, you go ahead and use it in terms of pi. The rest of it, use 3.14.